Moving on to gold, it has lost some of its shine, dropping more than 15% from record highs. How long will the selling last? For a closer look, we bring in James West, the CEO of the Midas Portfolio Advisors. He owns real gold, the coins, as well as stakes in physical mines. James, it is great to have you with us. I'm glad to actually meet you in person, because I think the last time we talked, you were in Peru, calling in from a mine prospecting trip or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I spend probably 190 to 220 days of the year on the road looking at mines. I work with different groups that variously buy and vend mines to public companies that are looking to become explorers, and as well I run several gold-related funds.
Oh, I see. Have you noticed any more interest in, by investors, consortiums of investors in buying physical mines?
I haven't seen an increase in the number of interested parties. What I've seen is an increase in the prices that mines are commanding, commensurate with the rising price of gold. And so there's a bit more bidding going on, and the transactions are taking longer.
So what's your take on what's gone on with gold lately?
Well, gold has corrected 10% to the downside within a 2-week window, within setting a new record 4 times since the onset of the bull market in 2000. And so of those 4 times, each time it goes down and there's a drastic correction, it's typically there's a period of consolidation that follows before gold moves on to set a new record. And certainly there's no macroeconomic factors that have changed. In fact, the macroeconomic factors driving the price of gold higher have only intensified.
So James, how do you take advantage of these corrections in the marketplace, given your bullish outlook for gold?
Well, the dips in physical gold are buying opportunities, and they're also excellent times to drive a better bargain with the vendor of a property before we then vend it to another group. And so, I wear several hats. So when I'm negotiating for the purchase of a mine, the corrective phases tend to be the better times to negotiate a purchase. And then when the gold price rises again, that's when we typically look to sell them. So we exploit that corrective seesaw action that gold's gone through for the last 10 years.
Would a worldwide deflationary environment, which much of the bond market seems to be afraid of, wouldn't that be a very bearish underpinning for gold?
Well, absolutely. In the deflationary environment such as we're in right now, everything gets taken down, all commodities, all asset classes, and so gold is part of that. But if you were to look back at the last major deflationary period in 2008, gold was the first thing that came back after all asset classes crashed. And so that's very typical of gold's performance in this 10-year secular gold bull market.
I'm going to ask you, this is the last question, I'm going to ask you the question I think a lot of our viewers out there and maybe people on this desk are wondering. How much does it cost to buy a mine? I mean, what's sort of like the entry-level mine cost?
How long is a piece of string?
You mean like if we put all our money together and bought a mine?
Exactly. So there are mines that, the vendors have a $100 million price tag. There are mines that are half through their producing life, and so typically a larger producer is looking to exit that asset and direct their resources to newer mines, and then it becomes an appropriate takeover. So that's really a wide open-ended question. It could, I'm involved in a transaction right now where it's a $10 million acquisition price for a mine that has 1 million ounces in a 43-101 category, which is the Canadian National Instrument standard of reporting for mineral resources.
You knew that. What do you got in front of you there?
This is actually a gold bar from the Barkerville Gold Mine.
Of course it is.
And
wow.
This was actually poured last week. I'm a shareholder in this company. I didn't vend the project, but you can't buy the gold, but you can buy the stock if you play Canadian Juniors.
Are you going to give us that brick?
I'll trade you this Nokia phone for that.
No deal.
James,
It looks like a Wonka bar.
Thanks. It's been great to be here.
James West.